was raining that night, a strong wind blew and a strange-looking man appeared in front of Veronica's house. When Chika saw the strange man, she banged the door with all her might for Veronica to open the door. But Veronica didn't budge. The strange man approached Chika, grabbed her hand and disappeared into the thin air. Chika was a young girl who was brought from the village to assist Veronica and her family with the house chores. Veronica had 3 children, the first one a girl named Lizzie, then a set of twin boys, James and John. Lizzie was 9 years old while the twins were 6 years. Their father was a civil engineer, he hardly stayed at home. He was always traveling for building projects. From the very first day Chika stepped her feet into the house, Veronica treated her like a slave. She would shout and yell at her every time. Chika was always beaten at any slightest mistake. Chika found it very hard to please Veronica no matter how hard she tried. Every day, Chika would wake up very early in the morning and start preparing breakfast. After that she would bathe and dress the children, serve them their breakfast, take them to school and then come back home to start cleaning the house and washing the clothes. Then she would also prepare lunch and dinner. She hardly had time to breathe. After all these things, she would be given little or no food. Veronica would still find faults in everything she does, always pointing out mistakes in everything she did. Whenever Veronica's husband was around, he would always tell her to take it easy with Chika. He wasn't in support of what his wife was doing to her. So whenever he was around, Chika would have a little bit of relief. But immediately he travels back to his workplace, all her troubles would triple in number. Veronica would make her work from dawn till dusk without food. The children were not left out. They would purposely scatter their room and request for another type of lunch after Chika had prepared one, creating more work for her. Lizzie would wear 5 different clothes in a day, which added to the piles of clothes waiting for Chika to wash. Their mother knew about all this but she didn't care. Chika always goes to the market once a week to buy all the foodstuff they would be needing for the week. Veronica would not give her any transport fare to go to the market and still expect her to come home on time to prepare lunch. One fateful day, after trekking back from the market under the hot sun, Veronica asked her to show her everything she bought. While Chika was showing her the things, Veronica's eyes caught the onions that Chika bought. She told her that the onions were spoiled and that Chika should go and return them back and collect the money. Chika told her that the onions were not spoiled and it wasn't possible for her to collect the money back. Veronica flared up in anger and slapped Chika, accusing Chika of calling her a liar. She told Chika that if she didn't bring back her money, that she shouldn't bother coming back home. Chika walked back to the market in tears. As she walked, she thought of how she was going to go about the money. She knew that most traders in the market don't collect returned goods after a period of time. And even if they did, they would only allow the person to change them and not refund the money. When she finally got to the woman's store, Chika stood opposite the woman's store crying, not knowing how to tell the woman about it. After some time, the woman noticed her and called her. She asked her what the problem was. Chika explained everything to the woman. When the woman heard it, she told Chika that her auntie was very wicked. Out of pity, the woman refunded Chika the money. Chika thanked her profusely before hurrying back home. When Veronica saw that Chika had successfully returned the onions, she didn't say anything. Another time, Veronica chased Chika out of the house in the night for slightly burning food. Chika was cooking and decided to rest a bit. She didn't know when she dozed off. It was the smell of the burning food that attracted Veronica to the kitchen to see Chika sleeping. Veronica used the cooking spoon to hit Chika's head. When Chika stood up, Veronica shouted at her and called her a careless and useless fellow for burning her food. She chased her all around the house trying to hit her with the spoon. Chika opened the main door and ran outside the house. Veronica stood at the door fuming in anger. She insulted her and asked her not to come inside the house again. Veronica locked Chika outside in the cold night despite all the pleadings and begging. Chika slept outside the house that night. The incident repeated itself again another night. Veronica chased her outside the house for a similar mistake. She locked Chika outside the house again. Chika cried and pleaded, but Veronica didn't even listen. By midnight, it started raining, but Veronica didn't even consider that. It rained heavily from that night till morning. The next morning, Veronica didn't open the door for Chika till when her kids were to leave for school. Shockingly, when they opened the door, they didn't see Chika outside. They told their mother about it. At first she shrugged it off, but after some hours, she decided to check for her. Veronica searched everywhere for Chika, but she didn't see her. She was puzzled. She began to wonder where she might have gone. She finally assumed that Chika must have slept at a neighbor's house. She vowed to deal with her if she finds out that she actually slept somewhere else. By evening, Chika hadn't still returned home, which got Veronica a bit worried. She asked the neighbors around if they saw Chika, but they all said they didn't see her. Later that night, Veronica's husband came back from work. When he didn't see Chika around, he asked his wife about her. Veronica, who couldn't bring herself to tell her husband that she locked Chika outside in the rain the previous night, told her husband that Chika ran away. He didn't believe her at first. He told her that it was not possible for Chika to run off like that. But Veronica fueled the matter by telling him that Chika had been behaving strangely lately, and when she saw Chika leaving, she called her to ask her where she was going, but Chika didn't answer her. Her husband was surprised at first, but later believed his wife when Veronica made her daughter say some other things that Chika did which were not true. It had already been 3 days since Chika disappeared, and Veronica was getting scared day by day. She started blaming herself in her mind. If only she knew, she would have allowed her to come inside when the heavy rain started falling. Her conscience started pricking her. She became uneasy as the day went on. She didn't know what to say if Chika's mother happened to find out. 7 days later, Chika was spotted by some passers-by, lying on the ground in a market unconscious. She was taken to the local clinic near the market. They successfully revived her and tried to ask her what happened to her and who she was. But Chika refused to talk. The nurses then decided to allow her to rest. After everyone had left the room, Chika sat on the bed staring at nothing. Chika was not the same person she was a week ago. While it was raining that night, a strong wind blew and a strange-looking man appeared in front of Veronica's house. When Chika saw the strange man, she banged the door with all her might for Veronica to open the door. But Veronica didn't budge. The strange man approached Chika, grabbed her hand and disappeared into the thin air. She was then dropped near a market on the 7th day. She was now possessed with strange powers, and the only thing in her mind to do was to revenge. Chika stood up from the bed and walked to the edge of the room. She stretched out her hand, touched the wall and muttered something. After some time, she disappeared. She reappeared on a busy road and stared at her palms. The color of her eyes changed for a moment and then returned back to its normal color. She walked for some time until she got to a secluded area and then disappeared again. She reappeared inside a mall and headed to where Veronica was busy shopping. She changed her eye color. When she got to where Veronica was standing, with a soft voice she asked, "May I help you with your basket, Ma?" Veronica recognized the voice as it sounded a bit familiar. She turned to see who the person was. Immediately she saw Chika. With her strange expression, she screamed and slumped on the floor. Immediately she screamed, Chika vanished into the thin air. People gathered around Veronica trying to revive her. After a while she was revived and then assisted to her car. Veronica was very afraid and was visibly shaking. She tried not to think about what she saw earlier. She then concluded that she was hallucinating. She drove herself all the way home. When she got home, she looked around cautiously as she walked out of the car. She opened the door, got inside the house and slammed the door shut. She scanned the whole house with her eyes and was relieved when she didn't see any sign of Chika. She then made to open the door to carry her bag from the car. As soon as she did, the first person she saw again was Chika. Veronica screamed and fainted again. Neighbors who were attracted by her screams rushed to where she was lying. They revived her and took her inside her house. Veronica didn't want to stay in the house alone again. She called her husband on the phone and told him to come back home. But he told her that he couldn't because they were still working and he wasn't permitted to leave yet. He promised her that he would be back in 2 weeks. Veronica dropped the call sadly. She rushed out of the house and entered her car heading to her friend's house so she could calm herself down. As she was driving, a lot of things kept on running in her mind. She finally got to her friend's place. Her friend was surprised to see her. Her friend, Sarah, asked her if everything was okay. To which she told her that she was stressed. Sarah then suggested that they both go somewhere to relax. But before they left, Sarah showed Veronica an expensive earring her husband bought for her. Veronica was happy for her friend as she admired the beautiful earring. Sarah collected the box and placed it on the table and then they both left the house. Sarah suggested that they both go to a restaurant to eat and also relax, to which Veronica agreed. When they got there, they ordered some food. As they ate, they discussed many topics. But Veronica didn't mention Chika's case. She felt she had brought the problem upon herself and so she shouldn't disturb anyone about it. After spending some time at the restaurant, Veronica decided to go home because her children would have returned from school and she hadn't prepared anything for them. She thanked her friend and left the restaurant. As she drove back home, she prayed silently as she was visibly scared. When she got home, she was relieved to see her children unharmed. She started preparing their food. As she was busy, Lizzie, her daughter, brought her phone which was ringing into the kitchen. Her mother collected the phone and answered the caller. She found out it was Sarah. After the greetings, Sarah told her that she couldn't find the earrings she showed her in the house earlier that day. Veronica was surprised. She asked her if she checked her house well. Sarah then told her that she had checked before but she would check again. After ending the call, Veronica was surprised. She continued cooking her food. About an hour later, Veronica heard a knock on the door. She was scared. She knew she wasn't expecting anybody and she feared that it might be Chika again. The knock continued and Veronica's children started telling their mom that someone was at the door. Taking a deep breath, she opened the door. She was relieved to see that it was Sarah. She wondered why Sarah decided to come. Sarah told her that she hadn't seen the earrings yet. She had already searched the whole house and the rooms but she didn't still see it. Veronica was confused. Sarah also told her that Veronica was the only person she had shown the earrings to that day. Veronica went inside the room and brought out the clothes and the bag she used that afternoon. She searched the pockets of the clothes but couldn't find it. She started searching the bag. Then, to everyone's shock, the box of earrings fell out of Veronica's bag. Sarah took the box and stared at Veronica in amazement. Veronica stammered as she tried to tell her friend that she had no idea how the box got into her bag. Sarah was angry at Veronica for trying to steal her earrings. She trusted her as a friend by showing it to her only for her to steal it and pretend as if she wasn't aware. Veronica tried to beg Sarah but Sarah stormed out of the house in anger, leaving Veronica pained and confused. She didn't remember taking the box. She wasn't a thief. How would she then explain how the box got into her bag? As she was still thinking about it, she heard another knock on the door. She stood up and opened the door only to find Chika at the door. Veronica tried to scream again but no sound came from her mouth. She stared at Chika speechlessly as she entered the house. She felt weak and powerless all of a sudden. She mustered some strength and closed the door behind her.